Can you make a valid will in the napkin? Yes, you can even write your will on toilet paper, if you're in a pinch. Now this is known as a holographic will, and is generally not recommended since it's harder to show its validity. However, here are the general requirements with some deviation depending on your state. Let's do one right now. Alright, let's go over the requirements for a holographic will to be valid. Alright, requirement 1. The will must be entirely in the testator's handwriting, or the material provisions in the testator's handwriting, i.e. the important parts. For example, the beneficiary or the property in the will. Also, testators is a fancy word for the person making the will. Alright, requirement 2. The will must demonstrate the testator's intent to make the will, as opposed to merely writing down their thoughts or potential plans. For example, the testator writes, "Perhaps I'll leave my property to my spouse when I pass, weather permitting." The intent must be clear, and clearly that is not it. Alright, requirement 3. The will must clearly describe the property and identify the beneficiaries to whom the property is to be distributed. In this case, it would be the spouse and the children, whoever they may be at the time the person who made the will passes. Alright, requirement 4. The will must be signed by the testator. Some states require a date. Although a date is not always required, it is recommended in case you decided to do 2 wills. It will be much easier to determine which one came last if they're each dated.